Hello. Hi, my name is Jason, and I'm a recovering meth addict. Um, this is going to be this is my first video for recovery, trying to help other addicts, alcoholics, to achieve sobriety. My sober date is September 7th, 2019. At this time, I'm a little over 7 months clean and sober. I feel great. Um, I just want to start this. This is one of the first videos that I want to do um, to help recovering addicts, and I just want to say to you guys out there who are struggling, women too. Have you heard the phrase "sick and tired of being sick and tired"? Well, that was me. Um, it sounds kind of weird, being a meth addict, tired. No, I was tired. I was tired of just being not a person of society. I was one of those ones out in the streets for years, back and forth. I just want to say, being sick and tired of being sick and tired, it's bad. But once you're admit and you're tired of being sick and tired, then you're moving on to the first step. And the next step is admitting to yourself that you are an addict. I had to look at how my life was run. It was so unmanageable. Um, I was tired of going to jail. I was tired of prison. I was tired of getting in trouble. I was tired of not of the trust of losing trust in my family. Like as soon as I show up, they're like, they have to keep eyes on me, and I didn't like that. People, normies or whatever, or family that didn't know much about addiction or weren't addicts themselves, I could feel their eyes on me in every step I took. I was tired of failing jobs. I was tired of walking the streets. I was tired of being dope sick. Dope sick is it's horrible. You know, I was tired of thinking, where am I going to get my next high? I was tired of when I had that little bit in a bag for that day, and then most of my thoughts just running through that day was, am I going to get more when this runs out? I had to get more for the next day, for tomorrow, for when this runs out. It's an awful feeling. It's an awful way of life. Um, so once you realize and start saying to yourself you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, um, that's a big step. And then saying that you are an addict, admitting to it. Um, for years, I just thought it was a way of life. Excuse me, I thought that it was just normal. People around me, the neighborhood, friends, some family members. I just thought it was that I was gonna be old and use. Till my old age, and you know, it just was. It life kind of sucked. Going from couch to couch. What do they call it? Couch surfing or whatever, where you're constantly sleeping on somebody else's couch. I didn't have a place of my own for years, and then I did, and then I lost it due to addiction. And I would be on the streets, or I had to go live with family, my mom, my sister, my grandma, whoever would take me in. And sometimes maybe they wouldn't take me in because I was living amok. My life was unmanageable. I was an addict. I wouldn't pay bills, stuff like that. My friends were so-called friends, would steal from me, or I would, it was just chaotic. Motel hopping. Um, it really sucked when I remember the motel days where we had to go and hustle each day just to get one room for that night. It was an all day hustle we spent. It was like chasing the dope sack, which was, and that was another thing we had to do. Um, chase that sack and waste time. Miss family gatherings, miss birthdays, miss our kids. It's just awful. So I just want to give some guidance on what helped me and stuff. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick of all this mess. You know, currently on probation. Um, I've been on probations before where I successfully slid through and made it, uh, being an addict. But this time, I'm 40 something years old. I got a granddaughter now. I missed my son's life during my addiction, and I needed help. And the next step, ladies and gentlemen, is not only finding and realizing that you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, but admitting and then going for help, asking anybody, somebody, whether it's if you have to go to a cop and say, hey, look, I'm on the street, I'm tired, I'm an addict, I need help. There's things out there now. There's organizations, CBI, and stuff that cruise around trying to help people. You know, so when I got sober, I've been trying to get sober and wanting to get sober in the past 5 years of my addiction. I was tired, really tired, and you know, I had to admit that I was a full blown addict. It's no longer just realizing that, oh, it's a normal way of life. No, it's not. You know, um, I'm not speaking for myself, a functional addict. There is some out there, functional alcoholics and addicts, but I'm not one. And you know, so looking for help. Once you get help, I suggest, this is my suggestions, and this is all I'm going to say out of my first film is realizing that you're sick and tired, admitting that you got a problem, and looking for help, wanting help. They say we can't do this on our own. We can't. But the first step is on our own. We got to want the help. We got to want to have a better life. There is a better way. There is a better life out there, people. Um, you know, it's just if you want it, okay? So this is what there's a lot of things out there. Once you want the help and get the help, some of you may need a detox, which is a few days, 7 days. I think they do a 2 week max on some places. Depends how bad you are off, the detox. And then I suggest you go to a rehab. Many of you maybe not been court ordered or went to jail, and you're just sliding by, but stop it now. Stop. Don't stop it now where you don't have to go to jail or prison or be on probation or anything, because it gets worse. It gets worse and worse and worse, and you'll find yourself either dead or in jail, prison, and nip it in the bud right now. So some of you may need to go. They may issue a detox. There is help out there. There is detox places, and then I suggest a 28-day rehab. Um, and then after that, look into what kind of recovery program you want to get into. There's some out there that's called celebrating recovery. There's some religious recovery. There's different kinds. I took the 12 steps, and I go by the book of NA and Alcoholics Anonymous, the big book, and I did my steps. I went to a 28-day rehab. We learned some basic tools, because we got to change a lot if we want help and to fix our life. We're gonna need a lot of tools and stuff like that, and we got to change a lot of stuff. We got to change everything about us. Being sober is one thing, but changing what you're all about is a big thing in staying sober. There's an old saying. It's something about a horse thief. A drunk horse thief. If you sober up a drunk horse thief, he's still a horse thief. He's a smart horse thief now. He's sober, but he's still a horse thief. Um, and it's true because he's still a thief. You know, we got to change everything about us because addiction led us to a lot of manipulation. We lied a lot. We cheated a lot. We stole a lot. We done a lot of bad things, and you know, just being sober and staying sober and trying to stay sober ain't enough. We got to change our views in life. We got to change our friends. You know, some of us, it's a big thing. You know, we got to stop hanging around the people once we go to a rehab and we start this recovery process. We got to change our friends. We got to change, um, even family members that use, stay away from them. And it's hard because some of these friends you love and family members you love, and but we can't be around stuff like that in order to be sober, get sober, stay sober. We got to change our attitude. We got to find a higher power, whether it may be. I'm not going to get religious on you. I know what my higher power is. My higher power is God, is Jesus Christ. But there's people who believe in different things. Whatever your higher power may be, it may be the wind, it may be the light, it may be the sun, it may be anything that there's a power greater than you, ourselves, that can help you, that you can believe in, you know, um, maybe the universe. Some people, their higher power is the universe. There's a lot of different things, but as soon as you find your higher power, see, that's what I had to do. I had to find I did the 12 steps, but one of the main things, I have to find a higher power greater than myself. The 12 steps is a very, very, it's successful um, program. And they say relapse is part of recovery. We don't have to relapse. We don't have to slip up and relapse. And if you do, don't be ashamed. You know, go back. You know what's right. You know what works. If you slip up and slip, go back. Get back into it. The 12 steps teaches me a lot. I picked up a sponsor. They suggest I pick up a sponsor. That really helps. We need to find someone that we could talk to, that we could relate to, which is another addict or an alcoholic. Um, make sure they got a good sobriety amount, of time, at least a year or more. Um, someone that we can relate to and talk to, because family and friends that are normal or don't know what addiction disease is it's hard for them to comprehend and understand. They think that we could just stop like that, and we can't stop like that. It's a disease, and we can't just do it even though we want to. There's people out there that love their kids. I love my kids so much. I couldn't stop for my kid, and I love him dearly, my life will I would throw my life for my kid, but we couldn't stop using. I suggest, as you start your recovery, help family and friends understand what this disease is. Tell them to do some research, give them some knowledge on it, that it is a disease and you just can't stop like that. There is some people that I've known that stopped cold turkey without any program or help. They just stopped. But many of us, majority of us, this disease has us like that. And I just want to say, get help. There is some programs out there. Um, ask for it. You got to ask for it. Closed mouth don't get fed. Um, and if you are sick and tired, if that's the first thing. If you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, um, make the next move. And the next move is saying and knowing that you are an addict and alcoholic. And then the next step is go look for help. Ask for help. Um, and work it. Do what they do what they're helping you on. If you're gonna ask for help, make sure you go through with it. You may not like it. Nobody likes the detox. It's painful to a lot of addicts. Nobody likes rehab as much. When the first couple of weeks, I really didn't dig it, you know. But as you stick with it, if you really want to change, you really want your family back, you really want to stay, you really want your freedom, you really want to stay out of jail, you basically you're sick and tired. If you're really sick and tired, work it. Do what you're told when you ask for help. You know, they're going out. They go out of their way sometimes to help somebody. So don't let them down. At least work it. Try it. Some people may need to experiment different programs. You know, celebrity recovery, 12 steps, whatever it may be. Just full church. You know, just go into it. Some people just have different views and different ways of accepting the help. So there's different things out there that can get you sober, but you gotta want it and look for it. If we can search for that bag and dope chase all day and waste time chasing that next high, just that little amount of that we put into that of energy and work that we put in chasing a bag, if you take just less than a quarter of that work and try to work your being sober, trying to stay sober, um, you'll succeed, you know? Because we put a lot of effort, I put a lot of effort on trying to get high, not to run out, um, but I ruined my life. Many of you may see that and relate to it, and this is why I'm making this video to help others. Um, you know, don't be ashamed to go ask for help. Don't be embarrassed. If you do, when you do go and ask for help, you'll find that these people will be proud of you. That takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of courage to say, I'm an addict, I need help. That's a big move. That's very honorable right there. That's beyond, you know. And people will see that and say, this guy really wants help. Let's do this. Proud of you, man. Um, you know, so don't be embarrassed, and don't be embarrassed. Like I said, sometimes they say relapse is part of recovery. Don't be embarrassed when you do slip up. Don't feel ashamed. You know, don't feel ashamed to go back to the rooms. Don't be ashamed to go back to your counselor, to your PO, to your judge, to your parents, to anybody, and say, "Hey, look, I slipped up. I want to get back in it. I want to get back in it. I want to get back into trying to be sober." Don't be embarrassed. Just do it. You know how embarrassing things we did